So we're going to hop right on over to this game. Both of our competitors should be ready. We're going to hop over with CelticGuardian first. All right. CelticGuardian deciding to take the mulligan first. And then starts with a strong hand. Only 2 power, but everything in their hand can be played. I think this is exactly where CelticGuardian wants to be. We saw it before earlier against Teacup Dragon that Celtic just wants to punch through fast. Like, build up a lot of abilities on a couple of units really early and create an overwhelming board position before the opponent can recover. We'll see if their hits are as good as last time. And so far, flying is a really good one. Berserk was the one that Celtic kept hitting last time. It's just over and over and over again. Stormblessed has a pretty fast deck here, but can also go pretty late because they've got Aramot's Machinations and a lot of like kind of your regular FTS sacrifice kind of abilities, carvers and things like that. Right now, a pretty slow start on the half of Stormblessed and facing down 7 damage already. But here we go, silencing the 4-3 and making it a 2-1. All these rectifiers on the side of Stormblessed could be a big problem for CelticGuardian. Having all of these units like Tranquil Scholar and the Switchblade that really care about having abilities means that this rectifier is a major issue. Yeah, like Stormblessed is going to attack here, and yeah, of course, I mean, Stormblessed is going to easily take that block, because now they can silence another unit.
Send a message.
Celtic just deciding that they think it's a better idea to try and punch through it than worry about it. It's probably correct, but it feels pretty bad still. Having to deal with the double silence makes a big difference. Now we're going to see a sacrifice there, and then, ooh, it can bust instead of the silence. And yeah, now CelticGuardian only has 4 damage on board. 2 cards in hand versus Stormblessed's 4 cards. It's not an amazing position for Stormblessed, but Stormblessed has a really, really nice start here to come back. Yeah, just a couple of units, and, I mean, kind of steady here. CelticGuardian can slay the 0-3, but then Zensu's a problem. Ooh. We're actually going to see a Combust come out. That's almost... I think that's actually bad for Stormblessed here because of the slay. It's not something that Stormblessed could have known of. But it would have been in Stormblessed's interest to actually have both of their units there and force Celtic to have the slay. Oh god, but here it comes. We've seen it before earlier in the rounds. Aramot's Machinations, which feels like a legend. This card is absolutely insane. Just constant 3-for-1s off of Aramot's Machinations is so hard to come back from, especially things like Rectifier being able to silence when it comes in, and obviously they both get Overwhelm. It's an incredible card, and it has won almost every game I think that it's been played in. And now we see Kindling Carver to just add more value onto this board for Stormblessed, and the value train just starts churning away. Stormblessed unafraid to just slam in with this Rectifier, knowing they can silence the other unit if it gets blocked. And Celtic's stuck on power, trying to put up a fight and attack back here a little bit, but in a world of hurt. I mean, facing down 8 damage a turn and a Kindling Carver. It's going to be real nasty. Here's another Carver coming up. And a Stinger. No, an after combat Stinger is interesting. This Deadly Confrontation, though, that can kill all 3. They can get both Carvers and the Zensu. But then they go to 1? Is that worth it? I think it might have to be. No, right, they've got Endurance. Oh, wow. Stormblessed the third Carver. Just unbelievable value here. How can you deal with a draw like this? Carver after Carver after Carver is
Listen and be reborn.
so tough to deal with. And God, another Rectifier comes down. No sacrifice on the Carver, but it doesn't really have to. Aegis helps, but it's not really going to solve the issue here. That Carver has to die.
Listen and be reborn.
Yeah, and we're just going to get multiple silences, multiple sacrifices. Here comes Nahid's Seed of Mystery. Slay's good. I think you need to slay the Carver. It feels so bad to have to use it on a 1-1 when you're facing down this board, but like, what option do you have? No, Celtic's going to go for the 4-3. I mean, it might have been necessary. Otherwise, the attack comes in. They just attack with everything. But there's so much value on Stormblessed side. All these extra draws. It's so hard to come back in a game like this. Stormblessed forcing the issue. Keep attacking with this Overwhelm unit.
Listen
And then just able to use this Carver to sacrifice it right afterwards. So, I mean, that's 5 cards this turn drawn for Stormblessed. To give an example of just how absurd the value gets in this deck. And it doesn't help at all that CelticGuardian is just flooding out here really badly. I mean, they are 13 cards deeper on Stormblessed side and still have the same amount or maybe even less power than Celtic. So a really tough draw here from Celtic in a lot of ways. And a fantastic draw from Stormblessed. And now Dark Return, getting back Sensu. And the game is all but over. Carver, once again, showing how powerful it is. And especially when you draw 3 of them. I mean, Celtic even answered most of them, but Carver after Carver after Carver just being ripped off the top here by Stormblessed. And, yeah, Celtic drawing even more power off the top of their deck. And that's just the game. So a tough game 1 from Celtic, but that's not the end of it. It is a best of 3, so Celtic has another chance to come back. We're going to watch it from the other side now. We're going to watch Stormbless's FTS Sacrifice. And see if Stormblessed can close this out and clinch a spot in Winners Finals. Just wait a moment. Will they challenge up again? They might be spending a moment reviewing each other's deck lists. All of our competitors do have access to each other's deck lists just to kind of, you know, keep everybody honest. Make sure that we know what people are playing. Adhere to the rules. They might have cross-challenged. Nope, there we go. Alright, so we're going to watch Stormblessed this time. And see if they clinch that spot, like we said in the Winners Finals. It's a great hand. 1-drop, 2-drop, 4-drop. It's going to be really hard to eliminate all 3 units before Nahid's Distillation comes down, and that's a lot of value. Wish both of our competitors good luck. CelticGuardian also not opting for a mulligan. We'll see if their hand can handle this, though. Stormblessed has so many cards that are just like 3-for-1s that it's absurd. Oh, wow, and here's the Carver. We've seen Stormblessed has Nahid's Distillation, they have Carver, they have Airmoth's Machinations, and all of these cards just end up giving so much value. I'm starting to wonder if anybody can actually beat how much it gets. That being said, Celtic's starting out with a pretty nice board here, but a lucky Zensu gets to be a 3-3. I was expecting that that Quick Draw Lifesteal is pretty scary. Here we got Spark Hatcher down.
Send a
Celtic Guardian, reminder, does not actually have any real pump spells in their deck. Oh, but a wonderful hit on the killer here. Able to take down the Carver, which I think is what you need to do. It sucks to have to just leave Zenzu around, but you've got to deal with that Carver before it gets more value. Nahid's Distillation now is going to come down. And Stormblessed getting frisky here. Attacking with the Zenzu. I'm not 100% certain on that one, because Zenzu does keep back the Tranquil Scholar with Lifesteal. Oh no, now Stormblessed is having the problem of just flooding out here. And get a 5-4 Endurance. Celtic Guardian's looking to be in pretty good shape if Storm is not able to find some more gas. There's a lot of flood here from Storm right now. Combust does help. It's able to get rid of one of the big units here. But Celtic Guardian still has 4 cards in hand. And we know that they don't have power because, like, it's all going to be gas. They haven't been playing power cards every turn. So they've got a ton of pressure here against Stormblessed. And it really just depends on what they roll. Oh, Dark Mask Stalker is real scary. Ooh, but hits Reckless. And now Rectifier for Stormblessed, which is an incredible hit. And manages to get a Cultist for Zenzu. This is a big turnaround turn for Stormblessed, because that Rectifier with Combust is 3 removal spells and 2 cards. And it's going to make Zenzu larger as well. This is a really big turn. It just depends on where Stormblessed decides to use all of these. I imagine you kill the Dark Mask Stalker. Opting to get rid of the Outcast Leaf. And then silence the Dark Mask? No, silence the 5-4. Okay, so Stormblessed is really concerned about other units getting abilities, not worried about this Dark Mask Stalker. And Celtic's going to attack. What is Celtic thinking here? What do they have? Ah, Touch of Resilience to give it revenge? I don't know about that.
We fight to survive.
I guess we'll see. There's a lot of flood here from Stormblessed. I mean, it looks worse than it is because this Cultist has given 4 power. But, right, it had Reckless. Yeah. The Dark Mask has to attack. Touch of Resilience saving it a little bit. Oh, man. Celtic hitting another Reckless. And that's the double-edged sword of all of these abilities, that sometimes you hit the wrong ones. Stormblessed still flooded, but Celtic Guardian hitting a bunch of whiffs on these various Tranquil Scholars is going to give Stormblessed a chance to get back into this game. That's a lot of life gain. The board's very even.
My prey never escapes.
And here comes a Machinations. We know that there's a Carver in the Void for Stormblessed. They've also got Rectifier. Is there a 2-drop and High Profit? They can get the full value. They're going to offer up this Zenzu first to try and get it back. I like that play. I think it's a good move. I think I would do it. I like the aggression here out of Stormblessed. And just a chump block to get exalted onto the Dark Mask Stalker. Wanting to attack back. But that is a full value Aramot's Machinations. Able to silence the Deadly, not the Dark Mask. But now we can silence the Dark Mask. Getting even more power, both in hand and off of the double Cultists. Stormblessed sitting at a comfy 17. And Celtic Guardian in a world of hurt now. Needing to find something very powerful. They do still have some incredible cards they could see. Things like Zelia the Vane, Deadly Confrontation, Unseen Execution. Unseen Longbow is a great hit. It's not as good as they think because Stormblessed has been so flooded, it's all just power cards. But that's still pretty nasty. It gets in. Puts a bit of pressure on Stormblessed. Means that Celtic can start stealing power off of them. Stormblessed hitting just infinite power draws here. They're looking at 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 of their 25 power already.
Send a message.
But like the scary thing is that means that Stormblessed is going to hit a lot of gas here in a minute because the rest of their deck is going to be all hits and they've got these carvers to just rip through their deck. Yeah, willing to sacrifice some of these profits because, I mean, who cares, honestly? It really doesn't matter to lose the high profit. Stormblessed still has more than enough power. Really surprised, no block on the Zensu from the Rip Knife Assassin by Celtic. Yeah, we're just going to see silence after silence here. Rectifier plus Carver doing an incredible job of just keeping all of the abilities off of Celtic Guardian's side. And Celtic needs a really big swing here. There's the third Carver. We're going to start seeing hits like this where it's just going to be non-stop gas out of Stormblessed Deck because they've hit so many power cards.
Listen and be reborn.
Another high profit, which is another good thing to sacrifice, I would say. Immediately get to silence the deadly. And attacking with a 12-12. I wonder if it was better to make it 13. It looks like it was, because there could be a triple block here. And you'd be able to get another unit by forcing a quad block. So maybe using this Carver to sacrifice beforehand would have been better. Ultimately, though, a very minor change in play with how far ahead Stormblessed is. Oh god, and Shadowland's Guide pulling back a Grenadin drone so the Carver can get even more value. With 11 power, you can still just do that. I imagine Stormblessed just goes in here.
This way.
Yeah, pulling back drone. Sacrificing it again, drawing another card. Getting another Shadowlands Guide to just churn through this deck. And I don't see Stormblessed coming back from this anymore.
My prey.
Dark Mask Stalkers are great cards, but it's going to take a lot more than that to change this game around. Stormblessed looking at 4 cards a turn currently, and just this incredible board position. That being said, one thing that is happening here is that Dark Mask Stalker means that Stormblessed can't attack through. And giving Overwhelm to the Dark Mask Stalker is scary, giving it Lifesteal is scary, so they've got to watch for what they're sacrificing. And there's another Nahid's Faithful. None of these actually bust through that Dark Mask Stalker. So we have a stable board. Of course, the problem is stable board, but Stormblessed is drawing 4 cards a turn. And we know that Celtic Guardian only has 6 power, so Celtic's likely to hit more. They do still have another Dark Mask and a Ghost Blade with Revenge in the deck, though. That's a thing to remember. Okay, killing off one of the Nahid's Faithfuls just to get Lifesteal onto their Dark Mask. Oh god, and here comes the Aramots. We knew that some cards like this were going to hit eventually. And here's Rectifier to silence the Dark Mask. Stop it from being a threat. And they just get to draw it again, silence the other unit, or just sacrifice it to the Carver to draw even more.
And be reborn.
Hidden in
The world will trip. Listen and be reborn.
And Sensu gets overwhelmed now.
Listen and be reborn.
I don't know if Celtic Guardian has any outs from here. If they do, it's going to be a lot of really good draws in a row. Because currently, Stormblessed's lead is commanding, to say the least. And here comes a Dark Ritual, pulling back Shadowlands Guide to just, again, keep this value train going forever. Yeah, Dark Mask with Destiny is a great draw, but, I mean, it's reckless, it's just going to run into the 16-16, and we know there's all these silence effects. 17-17 Zenzu, able to combust away the Dark Mask, sacrificing a Kindling Carver. Stormblessed just realizing now's the time to end the game. Put some pressure on, make it so that Celtic Guardian just has to find an answer in the next couple turns. And that'll be enough. Celtic Guardian losing 2-0 to Stormblessed. This FTS deck just feeling absolutely unstoppable. Aramot's Machinations, Nahid's Distillation, and Kindling Carver are just taking over this entire format. And if you'll notice, like, none of those are any of the rares. They're the most powerful cards that we've been seeing out of this format, and none of them have actually been rares. So that's telling you a whole lot. All right, that was just the deck list from that FTS sacrifice. But Celtic Guardian is not eliminated. That was to see who goes into winners finals. So we've now got Stormblessed in winners finals. Celtic Guardian moving into the losers bracket, but still has a chance to come back. If they win their next round, they're in losers finals. Or sorry, no, they're losers semis and then losers finals. And that'll let them go back into the grand finals.